Hi friends, today I want to address the topic why celibacy. Many people they say when sex is the greatest pleasure known to man, why should you talk of celibacy? Why should a person remain chaste and not have indulgence in the sexual act? If not for sex, the human species would become extinct. It is the natural impulse in man to create, to have sex, to enjoy. When sex is the greatest pleasure, why deny it? Why not indulge, enjoy, and create as God wants us to create in this world? Why try to be something that you are not? Why fight a war and create conflicts? Instead, why not accept and enjoy? This is the question that I want to address now. Why celibacy? This human form is not meant to indulge and enjoy in the sexual act. The guilty feeling that one feels after having lost the sexual fluid is not just a social programming. It is not just a depletion of energy that causes you to feel weak. Rather, it is a natural impulse in a human person to preserve the sexual fluid, the very essence of life. It is not meant to be wasted because it is the greatest potential of creativity. Now, this earth is like a school where a human person learns how to transform from animal into the divine. So it is not accepting what you are, but it is a transformation from your lower animal nature into the higher divine nature. The planet Earth is a school where people learn how to transform from basic lower animal plane into the higher godly divine plane. A human person is a bridge between the earth and the heaven. By the transmutation of the sexual energy, the divine expression of life opens up. So it is not a repression, suppression, oppression, or a war that we are talking about. Rather, a transmutation, change the same sexual energies, instead of operating in the lower centers, start operating in the higher centers. If the higher centers are not open, not awakened, and if you try to repress the sexual instinct, then that will lead to complications. That is unhealthy. In fact, it is not possible. You may be able to succeed for a few days, but then the volcano of the sexual energy will burst forth, and it is not humanly possible to control this instinct. Unless the higher centers are awakened and the sexual energies are transmuted pulled up into the divine centers and transformed into divine creativity, God realization, love, bliss, ecstasy, all the creativity, beauty, joy known to man comes from the transmutation of this animal instinct into the divine realms. So, even the impulse to control this sexual activity and to not overindulge is also natural. Just as on the one hand we have pleasure and indulgence which makes us weak, which makes us lustful, lose our memory, lose our physical strength, and a moment of indulgence in the animal pleasure will ultimately lose your health if you overindulge repeatedly again and again. On the other hand, we have the transmutation of these lower energies into the higher energies, which can be achieved only when the higher centers are awakened and open. This is a call for the human person to become divine. It is also a natural thing. It is not going against nature, but nature has programmed the human being to feel a guilt when the sexual fluid is wasted. The guilt that a man feels on the expellation of his semen is not only a psychological programming from the society, or it's not just the physical draining weakness that a person feels. Rather, the guilt is a deep-rooted knowing in man that this is not to be wasted. This is not natural to overindulge. The creative fluid has so much power to create a new life if used in the sexual act. If not used in the sexual act, it can be channelized upwards and into the divine regions, the higher chakras. When they blossom up and open, one knows the higher spheres, the divinity in a human person. So we are not fighting the natural impulse. We are not, when we say being celibate, does not mean fighting against your own nature. It does not mean going against the natural laws. It means fighting against your lower nature and promoting your higher nature. It means aligning with the higher natural laws of evolution and transforming from the human into a divine. A human is in between an animal and a god. A human person, if he can control the sexual fluid, he can become a god. But celibacy is not about control. Rather, it is about surrender. Surrender to the natural force of evolution. Surrender to the higher powers. Surrender into the divine longing, the beauty, joy, experience of the higher spheres. Becoming an angel, chaste, pure, unblemished. That is the essence of life. That is why we are here on this planet Earth. To grow, to blossom, to reach out to the heavens and to become divine. Then we will know the real pleasure, the true bliss and ecstasy of God communing. For this purpose, celibacy is helpful. So, to summarize, it It is a divine transformation that takes place as a natural evolution of a human from animal into divine. As this transformation takes place, we find celibacy coming into the picture and man wanting to transform the lower energies into the higher energies. So thank you. See you again.